There we go.
There
I
we
figured out
go.
how to use it. All right, welcome.
Got it.
Episode two, Michigan Moto recap. We're gonna go over what is it, round six, Muskegon Hare Scramble.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You want to introduce who we have with us here?
Patrick Kosin, 24 to 35. I said that backwards. 25 to 34 C class. Um,
The slow
you
dad
know,
class. That's where I
the
hang out.
slow dad class. And I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be, just out there having a good time. And man, this year is my first year back in racing. And in 8 years, last time I raced, I absolutely shredded a left knee. And then I started having kids and all that stuff. So pulled out of it, got my kid into racing, and he said, if you do it, I do it. So I
Yeah,
said, all right, buddy, let's go run through the woods for a while.
that's been cool because
So
I didn't realize that at first until I think once we connected on Instagram. Then I saw that and I was like, hell yeah, that's sick.
y- yeah, it's really cool, man. Like we got him started on a CRF 50. We bought it for him at 2.5 years old. He really didn't ride till the following year. And at three, he cruised around on it on training wheels, like barely moving, putting around and watching the progression in him go from like the barely moving to now he's trying to figure out the speed to like keep up with these kids who, man, a lot of the kids in that younger class are wild how fast they are.
Yeah, some of them definitely have parents that have been doing it forever, and then they breed and create kids that just rip. Some of the kids out
Right.
there, I mean, they'll smoke us
Yeah. Oh yeah, no
easily.
doubt. No doubt. No doubt. That would definitely bruise the ego a little bit, but it's cool. Like this sport's awesome because all the parents that I've met have been really like, helpful, like giving pointers. Like, hey, you
Yeah.
maybe want to do this, maybe you want to do that. It's not like a lot of other like the ball sports because my kid has played almost all of them at this point. And there's some parents that take like youth sports just way too seriously.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I don't know, it's kind of wild. It's anytime you get where they could potentially go on to be a professional football player when they're older, everyone thinks their kid is destined for that. And it's like, man, like you're
Yeah.
missing the plot here. You're missing all the reasons you put your kid in the sport. It's not about the Instagram reels.
Yeah.
So
I've come across some videos of like softball dads and like baseball dads and stuff. And when I see them like dropping like $800 on bats and like all that stuff, I'm like, man, that's nuts. But I guess it's kind of not far off from racing really at that point.
well, and that's the other neat part, like with having my kid into it, is I'm teaching him, he's 7 years old and I'm teaching him like the finances of racing as I learn them. Because when I did it back in the day, it was just like, got a paycheck, bought the parts,
Yeah.
broke the parts, got a paycheck, just there was no planning. But now being a dad and having, to pay for how, you know, I have another that does his own things. He's younger, so he's not too into sports yet, but trying to show my kid, like, look, buddy, like we have him selling like chicken eggs to make a
Yeah.
few bucks here and there. I said, okay, you got to sell 5 dozen eggs to afford your registration fee for each race. That's all
Yeah.
he's got to like put up. Like he's got to put a little work into it. But I said, we were talking about it today. I said, your bike needs a clutch and a basket. It's $400. Your bike needs tires, or we'll need tires at the end of the season. It's 150.
That's gonna be a
We'll
lot of
probably
eggs.
need, right. It's a lot of eggs. It's a lot of eggs. He's like, well, I can do chores. I'm like, well, it really kind of defeats the purpose because I'm buying it anyway.
Yeah.
But
But it's
hey,
still at
if
least
that's
giving him the like that mindset of
right,
gotta work
right.
to
If
get
that's the
done.
introduction to, until you're good enough to maybe get some kind of a sponsorship or get some kind of a paid something,
Right.
you're gonna have to work to fund this whole thing. And I make him go out in the garage with me and work on stuff, and he doesn't quite grasp the mechanics of how to rebuild an engine, but at
It'll
7,
come.
I guess I can cut him a break,
Yeah. No, it's
got to remind
cool.
myself.
It's cool because
It's great, man.
like even just the whole like the sport as a whole, getting kids involved in it, it teaches them like personal responsibility instantly. Because any
Yeah.
action they do on the bike, they're gonna have a consequence.
Yeah.
So like it teaches them that, and no, it's cool. I've got
Yeah.
a P dub out here on training wheels, and my girls, they just won't ride it. They'll
Really.
ride it if I hop on it. Like if I hop on the
Yeah.
back and I just like put a knee on the seat and ride it around for them, they love it then. They love riding the big bike, but I cannot get them to ride by themselves.
Yeah, my youngest, he's 4, so he's even starting later than what Coleman did, which is it's fine. They all develop at different pace. We had him on our CRF 50 with training wheels this year, and he's like cruising around, kind of timid at first. Well, he got real confident because he never tipped over, and he was going faster and faster and faster, and finally it bit him. He lost control and plastered a tree, center punched the thing,
Yeah.
and ended up shattering his right wrist. And I'm like, oh my
That's a
God.
play out of my book. That's what I do.
Yeah, yeah, you hit a tree this weekend, didn't you?
Yep. Yep. I've got the
Dude,
purple and green leg to prove it.
oh God, man. Dude, and it was funny, like on that last lap, I seen you kind of pulling off into the parking lot just after scoring there, and I'm like trying to think to myself as I'm riding, I'm like, man, is he done already? I'm like, no, I didn't get a white flag or a checker, so there's no way for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, is he fucking giving up? There's no way. I was like, I don't know. So I'm just like, I did not take this very seriously at all. I kind of was on the fence about riding, so I just like threw it in second gear and cruised the entire
Yeah.
race.
That's
Didn't
pretty
work
much.
real hard.
I mean, I guess let's get into it. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Muskegon, Muskegon, what was it, 100 degrees? It was
Ish.
my truck said 100 degrees when I was sitting there. I watched the pro start, like the pro line start, and my truck said 100 then. So it was probably 90s roughly
90.
we were
We'll call it
going.
90 degrees for sure.
And we got a late start, like always.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
10:30
I
start turns into 11:15 every time.
I know. I love the racing, but and it's always like, you're on the line, you get antsy and you're like, all right, let's fucking go. And you peak, right?
Yeah.
You're ready to go, ready for gate drop. You plan like, okay, 10:30 should be a 10:45 start after they do their spiel. And then it gets pushed, and then you start kind of like almost like coming down,
Yeah, exactly.
and you're like starting to get relaxed. Like, okay, we're gonna go, and you're like, fuck, now I got to be ready again. Okay, here we go. Let's
See,
go.
my issue is I always sit there on the gate and I never put my kickstand down and just sit on the bike. I always just stand there next to it.
Yeah,
Like not I sit on the bike, but I'm always standing on the leg. And like eventually that leg like goes to sleep, just standing
yeah,
like holding everything up. And then we
right.
start
Well,
and I can't even like feel my shifter when we take off.
yeah, dude, and like I noticed that about you. You're like the, helmet on, just stoic, ready to rock and roll, and I'm like, I'm over like bullshitting with people. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
dude, man, last race, I like almost ran you over. My bad, dude.
I mean, it's been like years now at this point where I just kind of just chuck the bike in the truck, fly up,
Yeah,
hey, line up, and then take off, and then just go home afterwards. I never really like. It's one of those classes like C class where the top, I don't know, top five, I would say, always disappear after the season. They go up to B and stuff like
yeah,
that.
right,
And then pretty much like you're halfway to the bottom of the points, guys. You don't really ever see them again, and then a new wave comes in.
right.
So it's like I've watched people come and go, and yeah, I just a lot of times too, I'll have my like my hydration hooked up to my helmet, so
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
take it off, and yeah,
Well, and that's something that I need to get a better setup on because I just use like a standard Camelback, and my Bell helmet, it's too close to the face
yeah.
to get the hose up in, and like I just haven't had the time to sit down and actually like figure it out.
So Muskegon was the first round that I ran I think it's Uswe is the brand. Like the butt pack, the
Okay.
small pack on the back. And I like that because I don't drink a ton of water while we're going. So that's only
Right.
a 1 liter pack, and I only drank half the bladder at
Okay.
Muskegon. So I mean I drank a bottle of water basically.
Yeah.
And but I have the helmet kit for that, and I've been using that. I hate leaving it in my mouth while we ride. So I kind of always wait for a straightaway, and then I kind of like do it like a cigarette, almost like I reach up in and put the hose in my mouth that
And
way.
push it in. Okay.
Yeah. And which can bite you, especially on like sandy stuff, taking your
Oh
hands
yeah.
off the bars.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's
I'd
nice
I'd
having.
assume something like you could do that right going through scoring,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
pop it
stuff
in.
like
But
that. Or even like before the hill climb last weekend, those like gravel roads.
yeah,
I was putting it in then too.
yeah, yeah.
But so I think actually on the start, I think I got a bad start, like always, kicking.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then I think after the first turn, the straight after that, I think you and I were next to each other.
I think so.
And I
I know
looked
I was
over.
right behind God, what is his name? He's a really cool dude. I've been talking to him every race. He's from Canada.
Oh yeah, the beta guy.
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember his name. I'm
Is it
horrible with him.
Brandon?
Maybe.
I don't remember. I was looking at
I would have to look it up.
the points and he did good.
Yeah, he's good. He
Yeah.
rides really good. And like he's really consistent. And I followed him into the bypass for the enduro course.
hmm
And it seemed like everyone from our class went into that bypass.
There was a lot. And like Greg and I were talking before, and I kind of planned on doing the bypass lap one because I knew a lot of guys would go into the enduro
Hmm.
and a lot of guys were going to tip over in there.
Yep.
And then I actually never went through the enduro cross at all Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, normally I will. The only reason I didn't this go was because every time I went by there was bikes laying in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not doing it. I know the bypass already. I've been through it. I know I can get through it pretty quick. Um, but yeah. But
Yeah.
no, on the start, I remember looking over, I saw you and I was like, fuck that. And I just kind of fucking went forward. I was like, I'm not going behind him, fuck it. And then oh, what after that? I love how that first little hill, so like after the start and everything, and then there was that small hill. I think a lot of guys stalled their bikes at the top of that hill, the small hill,
Which is
not the big hill climb, but
right, which is crazy because like I don't know, hills are like not an issue for me.
because I remember lap one I went through and it was smooth, like the crown of the hill was smooth. And then lap two I came through and you could clearly see where people like their rear tires dug in, like they had
Yeah,
stopped or got
right
stuck.
at the top. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
what
And
the hell?
I don't know, man. Like that one was really cool. And I found like lap two, that downhill section, which like admittedly was steep,
Yeah.
but it was a straight shot into the trail. Like it's not like you had to get down to the bottom and then 90 at the bottom. So
How'd you
like
like
you could go ahead.
how'd you like the one before that? So you come across the road before the big downhill,
Uh-huh.
and then you go down that it's another kind of steep one, and they
The
had
off
that real
camber
sharp,
90.
yeah,
Yeah, or the off camber almost 180 almost. And
yeah,
like
that
I
one.
got bound up between there's like a kid that rides like a KTM 110
Hmm
or something. And I got stuck there and he stalled his bike. And of course, he's like way too big for it. So he just like stands up and is like, Ming, takes off. I'm like, fuck. I'm all bound up on my bike trying to lean into the hill and I got through it. But again, like it wasn't so technical I couldn't get through, but it was it was interesting. We'll just say that.
Yeah,
It wasn't like, man, I can barely get this. Like once you do it once, okay, cool. You just kind of use it and carve up the bank and come back in.
yep,
And that was fine. But that was honestly probably my favorite track that we've ran all year.
Yeah, it's a good one. The only so I like that course a lot. I never do good at Muskegon, but it's a good course. It's always
Yeah.
because they have so many hills and everything there.
Yeah. And that pinwheel, dude, that pinwheel they set up,
That pissed me off when I first came
that
into
was
it.
that was fun. I was laughing because like I said, I wasn't really pushing or working super hard to try to like get good placing. I was just out there having fun this weekend,
Yeah.
which ultimately is the goal. And I started going around and I was just chuckling the whole time, like, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I hope that somebody got an over the top drone shot
Of everyone.
of all the bikes winding up the pinwheel and then unwinding it and shooting off into the woods.
Dude, that it was so funny because when we first came into that, well, first before you even get into that pinwheel, there was you took that right. It was a like just a deep sand tight turn, and it had that tree, like that
Yeah.
tree branch right at it. So you're already like hanging off the left side of your bike, trying to do a right turn in the sand. I saw a bunch of guys crash right there.
Yep. Yep.
And then I get into the big roundabout there, and I think probably the second time around, I'm just in my helmet. I'm like, what in the fuck are we doing here? Like,
I know, but like, and whoever set it up was just chuckling. They're like,
oh
God,
yeah,
this is gonna be so funny to watch. And you wind in real tight. Oh God, that was one of my favorite obstacles. That's just like in a grass field, and I
it
do
was
enjoy that's like old school motocross riding is in a grass field,
yeah, like a turn
you
track
know.
basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
It
like that
was
was really fun.
it was
Uh,
100% a turn track.
for sure. And
That's
that
all it was.
their moto track there, like God, I want to go run that moto track just to have fun. It
That's
was
like
super sandy, but it was so fun.
that's like the perfect that would be like the perfect track for people to learn how to ride sand on.
Yeah,
Like I would like to go back there and just like run like a practice day out there and ride that
yeah,
track all day. Because it's one of those things like lap one on the moto track is always really good because it's not tore up. But then
right.
lap two, once you start hitting some of the jumps and you land and the sand is twice as deep as it was the first time you came through, you see guys land in that sand and they like nut sack their tank and everything because
Yup.
they lose all their momentum and yeah, it's a good track. So the downhill, I got lucky because I actually came into that and I was actually hitting the gas at the top of that hill the first time I got to it.
Okay.
And but it wasn't super tore up at that point, so I was kind of still catching like some dirt, like solid dirt still. And I was able to slow down and I ended up taking like the normal course line. I saw some guys started going right and then they would
Yep.
kind of like dog leg back in.
Yeah, yeah,
But I ended up taking like the regular race line each lap through there and
yeah.
just super slow.
Yeah, I took the regular straight line the first, well, every lap, but the first time we were talking before we got on that you'd seen me shoot off into the creek.
Yeah.
And like I had no clue where the trail was. There wasn't, if there was an arrow, I totally missed it, which is a thing I do pretty often. And I went blowing into that creek, and it's like me and three other bikes. And I like looked at all of them, I'm like, where the fuck? And I looked off to my left, I'm like, oh, it's over there. Okay, sweet. And I
Yeah.
just leaned the bike and, and just buzzed right through the woods and got back on it and like no problem. And then
It's so funny because if you watch Travis's video, Travis, you should have been on here if you're listening. If you watch Travis's video, you can see it clear as day. Like he was right behind you guys. So then he comes up to that hill and you can see you perfectly at the bottom of the hill, like down in the creek there. It was so
yeah,
funny.
I was just washing my tires off,
Yeah. Got to
and
clean the
then
brake pads.
yeah, right. And and then we went to was the along the river, was that before that?
No, that's after.
That's after that. Did you see the
Yep,
dude in the river?
I did. I did
Oh,
see
dude,
that.
buddy, if you're listening to this, I feel so bad for you. And I'm like, I should stop and help him, but I'm kind of racing, not really taking it that serious, but I'm kind of racing. So, like, it's on you. That guy looked like he was having the worst day possible.
Did his bike actually go down and like flip,
I,
like
th-
lay down?
I think him and the bike were in the river.
Oof.
And what it looked like is after you cross that bridge, there was like two logs down in the shape of a T.
Yep.
And it looked like he tried to go over that T and it just bucked him and shot him right into the creek. And I was like, damn, bro, that sucks.
So I saw
Anyway,
that. I saw that. Yeah. I saw that on Travis's video. That's where I saw that. Because luckily, at this point, I was still running good. Like I was still kind of up towards the front. So all of that happened behind me. So like when I came through, it was still super clean. Like everyone was going. And then I mean, it was only like two or three spots behind me. It's like all hell broke loose.
yeah, dude.
You're in the creek. The other guy's crashed in the creek. Travis was hitting a tree going down the hill. Like,
Oh no, he did.
well, he just like caught it
Oh, it
kind
just
of.
kind of bumped off it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it was funny. I kind of like I laughed at that, and then again back in that pinwheel, I went by and there's this dude on like I don't know, probably a KX 450, an older one, a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And I went by and I'm like watching him as he's like in the tightest point where you switch back the other direction. And I can see him stalled there and he's kicking. So as I
Ooh,
loop back around, he's still kicking. And I loop back around, he's still kicking. I loop back around, I finally pass him. He's still kicking that bike. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, fucking four strokes.
dude, it's horrible. I mean, I hate even kicking a two stroke.
Yeah.
I just and it's kind of taught me. I mean, I used to do these on an old Yamaha four stroke, which really taught me like don't stall the bike at all.
Yep. Yep.
But even today, like I just don't ever do it anymore, especially when I switch to hydraulic clutch and everything. Like
Sure.
it's just so easy to ride now.
Sure.
But yeah, that's there was a few guys because when I came through there a few times, there was people stalled right at like you're saying, right at that point where you switch back to go left. It's like they were hitting the tire and
Yep.
they would stall on it right there.
So you know how they had the tires hung on the stakes?
Uh,
So I was like, I'm pushing behind this guy, and he was like a pretty big dude. And I'm like, I'm gonna get around this guy. Like, I don't want to follow him through the woods. And I went to the inside, and my bark buster caught one of those tires,
yeah.
and I mean, damn near sent me ass over tea kettle. And luckily, I saved it. I was like, holy shit, it did. It broke the bark buster off of the aluminum strap.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, God dang, dude. Like, I got lucky
Yeah.
that thing broke
The
away because
the tires are no joke. I mean, oh, well, 10 pines. It was 10 pines where you went through one of the real long straights, like you're grabbing like fourth gear in that straight, and then you come out onto their grass track, and they had it was almost like a wheel loader tire, like not a tractor tire, but it was
yeah, 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 yeah.
I thought I broke my foot on that thing. Like they don't move when you
No,
hit
they
them.
don't move. Dude,
And I
okay,
came into the
so
corner tight and I like hit it with my toe and I thought I ended it then.
10 Pines was my first Hare scramble I'd ever done, right?
Oh yeah.
And I ended up behind you
Yep.
and like just kept like I locked onto you. I'm like, this guy's running just good enough to where like he's faster than me and I can pace off the back of him. And I did for probably, I think I did four, maybe five laps. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But finally, on the last lap, I was getting gassed.
Yeah.
Like my cardio just wasn't there yet. And man, that was really cool. And I like kept saying to myself, I'm like, this fucking German space magic guy, because your name's, your last name. I'm like, it's got to be some kind of German space magic
I think it's some
Operation
like
Paperclip guy.
yeah, well, I think there's some like weird genetic thing to where like when it comes to running, I'll be gassed if I go run. Like I
Yeah.
get on the treadmill here and I just about kill myself every time I get on it. But like when I'm racing and stuff, my average heart rate is like 168 when I race. And
Yeah.
then like I did a 20-mile bike ride the other night and my average heart rate for that was 100 even.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's like your cardio zone, and you probably have like a phenomenal zone two cardio,
yeah, that's pretty
which
much
all the best, like all the trainers for motocross say that that's exactly what you want, is you want your zone two to be the best the best you can have it. Like going into the gym and doing wind sprints really isn't going to be as beneficial as getting on a gravel bike and doing 20 miles.
yeah. I mean, it'd be ideal if you're like obviously like racing moto, something like really fast paced that you're trying to sprint at.
Hmm.
Having that good like really all of them like three, four, and five like zones, having those like
Right.
dialed in would be great. But like sitting on a bike and just trying to move at a good pace through the woods. Yeah, it's like the 100 to like 130 range.
Yep.
Having that good is like optimal.
Yeah,
That's
and
always where I've been better is in the woods too.
I've noticed a big change. So I take my bicycle to work, and
Hmm.
like on lunch break when it's not 100 degrees out, I know I'm being soft. When it's 100, I don't go ride my bike at lunchtime. But when it's not 100 degrees out, I'll go out and do, 8 to 10 miles, just cruising,
Yeah.
just having a good old time, listening to whatever podcast I have on. And it's great. And then my buddy that lives down here, he's trying to get me to go do mountain biking. And I'm like, it sounds awesome, but like I'm not trying to wad myself up on a bicycle.
I'd
Like I
rather
think
crash on a
those
dirt bike.
Dude, I think mountain bike crashes are worse than a bicycle or worse than a dirt bike,
Yeah.
honestly.
I
They
mean,
seem
some of
so
them,
much more brutal.
yeah, some of them you watch and those guys, I mean, it's always downhill. So they're
Yeah, well,
always
yeah.
ripping. And
Yeah.
yeah, when they go down, it does, you're right, it does actually seem a lot more violent.
It's like a weird thing. I don't know if it's because like the mass of a dirt bike moves slower as it falls, because a bicycle doesn't weigh anything. It basically just gets fuck out of the way, and then your body just smacks the ground.
Yeah.
Where like the mass of the dirt bike moves slightly slower, or what, or maybe you're more planted to it. I don't know, but I don't want to hit the ground on a
Yeah.
bicycle. Like screw that. Those guys are nuts.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. I'm trying to think of I think it was oh, it had to have been lap two when I went through scoring and I actually passed a few guys after that. And like I was feeling it. I was actually like jiving with everything. And one of the dudes I passed, like it was sick. It was like a Stu Baylor moment. Like I actually went off and passed him in the woods. Like
Yeah.
and then it was only probably 2 minutes or so later that I got up on another guy and it was a guy from our row. I don't remember who it was. I only remember I think it was a beta, but it was a blue one. Maybe it wasn't from our row. I don't know. But I got up behind a beta and he kind of caught me off guard because he was going so slow next to a tree that I kind of flew right up on him and I tried getting the brakes and everything and I just straight center punched.
Dude.
Just punched this tree and there was a small sapling next to it, so then my bars and everything went past the sapling, so my bike was kind of like stuck in it for a second.
Yeah, yeah,
I just like walked away from the bike. I was like, oh, my leg hurts pretty fucking bad, blah
yeah.
blah. Finally get the bike out, and then probably when you were coming through, I rode it off into the parking lot. Actually, I didn't even get into like the parking lot. I just kind of rode out of the woods and I pulled my glove back. I look at my watch. I saw we were 68 minutes in or something like that.
Yep.
And I kind of sat there and hem hawed. I got off the bike, looked at the front. The front's completely twisted. Like you can visibly see the front wheel and the bars are not lined up. And I was like, I mean, it's only like a half hour. I might as well. I
Right,
found a
finish
nice,
out.
I found a nice stiff tree, went over, beat the shit out of my front wheel on it, and I actually got it really straight. I haven't even touched it. And then finished that, but yeah, that's kind of when I went into like you're saying, I just cruised after that.
Yeah. So the embarrassing part is I seen you go off and I kept riding and I was like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, did he already get the checker? Like, what is going on? I'm like, no, he's in front of me. That's not possible. Whatever. So I kept cruising around and I was right about, I think I was going out of the like the kids motocross area and you were
Hmm.
going in. I'm like, oh shit, he's jumping back on. Cool. And then like inside, I'm like, dude, if you push, you can beat him this race. And that quickly went out of my mind because I'm like, I'm not working that fucking hard today. No way. And so I'm just like, I'll just cruise if he passes me, whatever. I really don't care. And then at the pinwheel, I could see you like you had gained a ton of time, but you're still behind me. I'm like, all right, sick. And it wasn't until we got to the big hill climb. I
Uh-huh.
got to the big hill climb, and a dude like ate complete and total shit. It looked like he tried to like power slide his bike to line it up on the hill climb and then take off up it. Well, he power slid and it was just a dust cloud. He was on his side. There was another bike down on the hill climb. So I got waved past to go to the bypass. And I'm like, damn it, dude. Like, I didn't want to do the bypass. That hill climb was sick. I had a ton
Hill
of fun
climb
on
was
it.
good.
And as I came out of the bypass, you popped up off the hill climb. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, and at that point, I'm like, all right, well, he beat me today. So I'm kind of over it.
And then you
Oh,
had to
no, no, no. Then I was like three bike lengths behind you going into the enduro section. And you ducked into the bypass. And I'm like, if I can hit this enduro section clean, I can beat him out of the bypass. I did not hit the enduro section clean.
no.
No, they have like it's like a pinwheel or not a pinwheel, like a spoke with down logs,
Yeah,
like a wheel, like spoked wheel,
like a wagon
and
wheel.
oh yeah, wagon wheel. Thank
Yeah.
you. And in between those,
It was
they
bad.
must have tilled the sand. It
No,
was like,
well, the guys riding it tilled it because
well,
nobody
sure,
goes through
yeah,
there fast enough. They always lose momentum at like the second or third one, and then they end up trying to bump their bike over it, and they just
yep,
tilt the whole time.
yeah, yeah. Well, and that's where I ended up getting hung up, and that was the cleanest I went through it. But I still had like I went over one and kind of in between the wagon wheel spokes, had to just recenter and get my foot back, kind of get my body back square on the bike, and then zip back through it. But by then you had already got out of the bypass and gone. So I was like right behind you. I mean, I could maybe one or two positions behind you. I really don't know. I haven't looked.
It was probably
After
I mean, because scoring's right after that, so that would have been like right at the end.
it was close. I mean,
Yeah.
I was right on you going into that. But after Valley crashing out at Valley, I was like, you know, I'm just having fun this season. I wasn't close in the point standing anyway to anything close to being near the top. So I'm doing a lot of figuring between having my bike out there and my kid's bike
Yeah.
and the stuff I need to take, the stuff, we drive up the morning of.
Right.
So his races are at 8 a.m.
It's a long
We
day.
have to we have to be signed in at 7:30. So like to get to Muskegon, it was two and a
Oh,
half hours one way.
you were late, weren't you, to Muskegon?
Well, I was in the fun. I was on time to the wrong Muskegon Motorcycle Club.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so I ended up at their national hill climb spot, which you know was 100% my fault. I looked up the wrong address, right? So and then I once I realized that and found the right address, I'm like, dude, we're gonna get there like almost at 8 o'clock. And I just kind of like looked at my kid. I'm like, hey, buckle up, we're gonna break some laws. And the hammer down got there in time. And the lady in the sign up booth was like, look, you're too late to register. And I'm like, for the love of God, let me register my kid. He's 7. I made a mistake. And she's like, okay, we'll push him through. And they did. And they were great with it. And yeah, like we made it, but that's been a learning curve of of when to get the bike loaded. Like I load them every night, the night before, but it's just like getting everything situated, what I need, trying to meal prep breakfast for the mornings. So we have no additional stops. I think it was when we went to Battle Creek earlier this year. Me and my kid are cruising, and I'm like, dude, we're gonna be there with a ton of time. My kid's like, hey dad, did you bring socks for me? I'm like, no, you're wearing socks, aren't you? He's like, no, I don't wear socks in bed. I'm like, are you kidding me? So we had to like go find a Walmart and go buy him a pack of socks, and then it's like the bike upkeep, trying to keep up with my bike and his. And
That's like the biggest thing for me.
that's the biggest thing.
Because there's always something.
Oh, yeah.
It's what is it this time? This time is well, I definitely got to reset the front. Um, I'm really hoping my brand new Mika bars aren't bent. Really
Oh,
hoping. That's
no.
my second ride on them. Those are brand new. Um,
Yeah.
what else? There's all sorts of stuff. I don't know. The bad one was the Tinra Flyers. That was the
Oh,
bad
dude. Oh, my God.
one.
And then to have what was it, Valley the next weekend?
Yep,
So, yeah, to have it 1 week apart and the bikes were just decimated.
they were
I
they
mean,
were
that Tin
bad.
Roof Flyers one, I wish my GoPro didn't get a clump of mud stuck to the screen immediately because, like, you can never really explain how gnarly that race was.
I know.
You're riding through mud ruts that it seemed like they're 3 foot deep.
Some of them.
Like your legs are bent at a 90 on top of the mud, and you're just letting the rear tire grab onto whatever's in the bottom of that rut.
The I mean, there was plenty of times where we'd get into the woods, and I don't remember like what section now, but there was times we'd get into the woods and I would put my feet down just flat, like normal, and
Yeah.
I would just like basically like ski through the whole
Yeah,
thing.
water ski. You're just
Yeah.
water skiing through the woods. And it was really funny. Like you'd be cruising along and you get into those flat sections where like you could tell there was a really hard base underneath the mud, maybe some kind of a clay base, but that
Yeah.
loamy topsoil on it was just floating. And you're like, I'm gonna go between those two trees right here. I have my line. And the mud just decided that you weren't gonna do that.
Yeah.
And in fact, you're gonna go through the trees over here that are not even part of the race course. And it's like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah, there was I know I talked about it the first episode of this, but that was rough because I think it was like lap 2 that I caught some barbed wire like fencing that wrapped around my tire. Dude, it was bad. It was wrapped up in my tire and I stopped and I'm like, shit, like this is it. Like this is the end. And luckily I rolled my bike back just a little bit and I was able to rip it all out. But I lost my back tire, so I rode lap 3 and 4 on a completely flat. And then that was also the same race that my rear caliper got filled with mud and my brake
Yeah.
stuck on. So I thought I
Yeah.
blew my bike up because it had like no power at all. Well, it's because the back brakes were just held on the entire like half of the race.
Well, and I think I had messaged you when we first started like bullshitting back and forth. And
Oh
I was
yeah.
coming through the woods and I was behind you, and I'm like, some joker has like, I thought it was one of those. Have you ever seen the valve caps that the kids
Yep.
screw onto their tires that light up? I'm like, what joker is running that? That's hilarious. And as I'm getting closer, I'm like, yo, that's fucked. But I couldn't see numbers or anything. We were so doused
Yeah.
in mud.
By
And
then,
I'm like,
yeah,
that is crazy, dude. Like your rear rotor was beyond glowing red.
I mean, you
Like
can tell that it was. Now that like I look at it and it's washed off and everything, obviously, you can tell that it had like been like heat treated.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
But
that was
that
well,
race was awesome. Like awesome in the sense of like it's something that I'm going to be talking about 10 years from now.
yeah,
You know, when you're sitting around, like I'm in a dirt bike club up north, and it's quite a few older guys, you know, 50s plus, and they'll sit around and talk about the races they did back in the 80s and 90s. What I get one of those stories now of like the time I champed through Tin Roof Flyers, and honestly, the best finish I've had all year. I had fifth place.
yeah. I was gonna say I remember. Yeah, it was a fifth.
I was really, really fucking pumped about that. So it only takes the worst conditions possible for
Yep,
me to actually do good.
it's like the AP effect.
Yeah, it's quite literally the AP effect. I
I
thought the
mean,
same thing.
that's like my entire like dirt bike C class career in a nutshell is the AP effect.
Yeah,
If it's real tight, valley, or if it's real
yeah.
muddy, tin roof, that's where like I'll always do decent. If it's like an actual fast track, I don't have the jet or the Hayden in me.
No, no,
That's
no, no,
what
no. And that's
Damien and Greg and them guys do that.
yeah, and like when I started riding with this club up north, I got humbled real quick.
Yeah,
Like you get like you're eligible for membership at 21. I was racing at the time and I wasn't good then either. Like let's not like I was having fun.
right.
I thought I was good, I really wasn't. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna ride with these like 40-year-olds and like show them what's up. And they beat my ass so thoroughly. I mean, embarrassed me in the woods. You know, they were so far in front of me, they would stop, pull a beer out of their bag, drink a beer with their helmets off, bullshit. And then I would get there while they were finishing their beer and be like, all right, let's keep rolling. Like, just whooped my ass. And then took me to the bar that night and outdrank me and then called me a pussy the whole next day. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not as cool as I thought I was. I'm not the main character, evidently.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
you
like
know, but
my
they're great dudes.
yeah, that's like my signature move. Like I'll take people up to Everett and ride that trail.
Yeah.
And I love doing that because that's another trail. It's kind of like it's a rougher trail. So I tend to go faster there. And I love doing that. Like just kind of lay the gap on someone and then just wait at a stop sign for them. Like
Yep.
helmet off, bike off, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. We run the Kalkaska loops a lot.
Yeah.
So, and those are fun loops. Like the north section loop is just like a good all around, pretty short. And then you get into the south loop, that one's a little more, I wouldn't even say technical, but it's fun. You know, it's tight and not tight. It's not tight like Valley, that's for sure. Because they're all maintained at like whatever a four wheeler is, 42 inches or
Yeah.
something. But they're fun, man. Like I really enjoy it. And god dang, and I'm so happy I got into racing. And I got a couple of my buddies that are from the dirt bike club that run in the B class.
Yeah.
And like again, one of them's just like one of those older guys that if you looked at him on the street, totally unassuming guy, does not look like an athlete of sorts.
And
And then he
puts the
gets on a
helmet on
bike
and
and
lays the
yeah,
wheel. Yeah.
dude, just super smooth, super like everything's calculated. Like he comes and rides my track at my house from time to time, and even around a track. And he's not a motocrosser. Like he can, but he's not really one. And like
Yeah.
some of the stuff he does, like I was watching him on the one tabletop I had built, and it's not a perfect layout. Like I'm not an expert track builder, and it's designed intentionally to where you have to rail a corner to actually make the entire table. Four strokes do it much easier. It's almost like a supercross corner, type 90,
Right.
and then a short run up. Well, he's just like, oh, it's easier just to do that, you know, cut that 90 and close, to go to the inside, hit it, and then wheel tap the center of the table and bounce over top of the landing. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I followed him through it. I'm like, what kind of fucking magic did you just do? What is that? How are
Yeah.
you doing that?
Yeah. I've
Like,
got buddies that are like that where it's like you don't even like understand. You don't even understand how someone can like just be that good on a dirt bike, which is crazy
yeah,
to think because then like think of actual pros.
yeah,
They're freaks. Like
yes.
it's
Yeah,
wild.
it's unreal to watch some of these guys that were good, or I mean are obviously still good, but we're like, you know, A class riders back in the day, or semi, pro riders or semi pro riders back in the day, some of the guys I ride with. And it's riders of all disciplines. Like we have a guy that he was a former flat track pro, and um God, I think it was like he was racing pro flat track back in like 20, we'll call it 18 or 19, something like that. And he comes out to the trail ride and he's got a Yamaha T700, right? And I'm like, okay, bro, look kind of like the African Twin guy, right?
Yep. He was
And
in
I'm
front of
like,
me at
yeah,
the
did he ride that thing this weekend?
no, no, I mean
Okay.
at Tinra Flyers, he was in front of me. He lined up there and
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing him about halfway through lap one, kind of like off the
Oh,
side.
really?
Like, yeah, I think it was him.
Really?
But
Um, but yeah, so we're running through the single track and like I'm cruising along my dirt bike, just like buzzing through the trails like normal. And I hear this like fucking angry thing behind me. And then I'm like, what the fuck is that? I looked over my shoulder and he passed me, kind of like what you were talking, like a Stu Baylor style pass on a T700,
yeah,
not on the trail, blowing through the woods at speeds that looked like I was tied to a tree.
yeah.
He went by me so fast. I'm like, there's no way that's humanly possible. But I mean, that's just what the guy does.
Some guys, yeah, I mean, some guys can do it. I got a buddy, shout out Matthew. He's literally blind in one eye, and that guy fucking rips.
That's wild.
He's like good. They're actually going to do the Northeast 24 this week. That
Yeah, yeah,
24
yeah,
hour race.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
another guy that his kid races against mine at the Hare Scrambles. I think he's in B A or B class for the older guy, so he's already faster. He's also going out east to run that 24-hour race.
There's a few guys.
Um,
I know I think Chad Griffin, a few guys, a few of your pros in the Hare Scramble, they're going, and then the guys I know, that group, they're gonna go, and then I think there's a few other groups. There's a decent like Michigan population that's going to that.
that's so sick, man.
I was
Like,
gonna, I just I couldn't financially, and then also like just taking the time off work, and then we just had a kid a month ago, so it's like I don't want to leave my wife for a week with like a
right.
month old. Like,
Yeah, that's like stuff like that's kind of like bucket list when my kids are a bit older.
yeah,
I like to stay fairly close to home. A couple hours here and there isn't too far, but to go multiple states away, like I have to for work sometimes, and that really sucks. But I that's a bucket list kind of adventure. And hopefully I can stay healthy long enough to do that.
I was gonna say it would be perfect, like when when the kid that's riding, when he's old enough to just be
Yeah.
a team, just team up
Yes.
and do it.
Yeah, that would be wicked, man. And like, I don't know, it's that's one thing that's really cool about the sport is like there's this misconception with a lot of non-riders that this is strictly a young man's game.
I know plenty
When
of old guys that'll fucking
I know guys that
lay
are
it
like
down.
in their 70s that still
Yeah.
ride dirt.
There's still, I think there's, what is it, 60 or 65 plus
Yeah.
class. And there's a few guys on that row that show
Y-
up.
Yeah. And it's like, God dang, dude. Like,
I've literally been passed by them before.
yeah.
It was a bad day, but I've been passed by them.
But just the simple fact, you're still throwing a leg over a bike at
Yeah.
65 to go bang through the trees is peak male performance.
Yeah.
That is so sick. And like hats off to them guys and this whole racing community that I found myself in this year is better than almost anything I've been involved in.
Yeah, it's rad. I mean that's why for years I've been coming back. It's sick. Um, you missed round one, right?
Yeah, Whiskey Creek.
So Whiskey Creek, that's actually like my favorite one. Not so much for the track. I actually don't. I mean, the track's fine. It's whatever. It's a Northern Michigan trail.
Sure.
Um, but that one's super cool because Whiskey Creek it's more of a campground than anything.
That's what I've seen in the preview videos.
So it's like that's like the one time a year that I'll actually like my kids and my wife and everything want to go. So it makes for a sick weekend. Like we'll go up like Thursday or Friday that week and just
Yep.
stay the whole week up there, drag the camper and everything up. That's a good one if you're really wanting like the whole family kind of there.
Yeah, and we've talked about it. My wife has a hard time with like the risk aspect of it, and I get that. I do, especially with her baby. And she's like, she doesn't want me hurt either, right? But like one of her kids are out there banging around, so she has a hard time with that. And I understand that. And we've talked about doing like we have a standard like tow behind camper bumper pull,
Yep.
but it's pretty big. It doesn't really suit our needs right now. So we like maybe we'll sell that thing for whatever we can get out of it and get into a smaller size, but a toy hauler.
Yeah.
Something where if it's just me and Coleman, we can still drag it up the night before, throw the feet down, throw the awning out, and crash.
That's like one thing that I kind of wish we had done differently. So we have a pretty new camper. It's like a 24 single axle, what is it? 20 25 foot, 24 foot, something like that. So it's a shorter one and
Hmm.
but it's not a toy hauler. And I
Yeah,
wish we would have went with just a smaller toy hauler and because it's kind of a pain in the ass when you throw the bike in the back, then you got to unhook. Like there is no just back in and crash if you want
right.
the bike out. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We might trade that in sometime.
Yeah, we had like something similar there not too long ago, and like we had a lightning bolt strike trees behind our. We have like had a big shed, and it lit our shed off,
Yeah,
where I stored all my fuel and extra oil, and it was like within 10 minutes,
yeah,
it was gone. Gone. The side of the house was burning. Luckily, it was just siding burning, not the actual structure.
right.
Like it didn't even damage really the boarding underneath. It had a little bit of smoke damage, but no actual like charring of it.
Well, that's
Um,
everyone's house right now. Everyone's got
yeah,
smoke damage right now.
yeah, no shit, dude.
I'm telling you, you
It's
wait till tomorrow.
oh, I bet.
Because even here, like before we got on here, I was looking out the back door, and we're on 10 acres here, so we have a decent amount of woods out back. And just the sunlight coming through the woods, it was like golden colored
Okay,
because of all the smoke in the air. It was wild. And like
yeah,
our
and I
camper sitting there, like pure white camper, it almost looked like yellow just sitting
really,
outside. It's great. Thanks a lot, Canada. Really appreciate it.
yeah, yeah.
I
Could you
mean,
guys stop catching on fire?
yeah, now I want to know what that beta guy's name is because it's probably his fault.
I guarantee you that he probably caught his bait on. He was telling me when before he crosses the border, he has to go wash his bike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
they don't allow dirty bikes across the border.
it's probably this like how there was always that thing about don't move firewood.
Oh, you think invasive species, maybe?
Yeah, it's probably something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, because he was telling me like after Tin Roof Flyers, he was wrecked. And then he had to go spend like 20
20
bucks at
bucks.
a
Yeah.
coin wash to wash his bike. I'm like, you drove like I wish you would have said something. You drove past my house to go to Detroit. You could have wheeled in and just grabbed my power washer and washed the bike down. He's
So
like, well, I didn't know, man.
there's three of them. There's Eric, Mitchell, and Jonathan. Those are the three betas. So one
I
of you
th-
guys are to blame.
I think it's Mitchell.
That's kind of what I thought
What's
too.
what's what's Mitchell's number? Is it? I think his number is like 126.
Yep,
Yep, that's him. Yeah, awesome dude. Mitchell, shout out, dude.
you
You're
did good.
awesome,
You got
and
eight.
you should immigrate to the United States because it's way fucking cooler. No offense,
You
Canada.
basically already live here.
Yeah, well, and that's it. He's like, I'm here like every weekend. And but my buddy Marcus that moved over from Canada, he said it like the only reason he got it was because his work sponsored him.
Oh,
He said
really?
it's a pain in the ass to become a citizen, but he loves it here, man. It's super cool. He went to that meeting I had last night. He went with me and we were bullshitting on the way home. And he's like, "You're the most American person I fucking know." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I walked in your basement. You have like kit set up on a stand like you're gonna go off to war." I'm like, "No, I just don't want it to get dirty, dude."
Yeah.
He's like, and then you should like I showed him my rifle. It's like, suppressed, just this basic suppressed AR. And he's like, in Canada, we can't have that. Like he has one from pre-ban. Yeah, yeah, dude, exactly. Exactly. And he's like, just the most American guy. You don't give a shit about what anyone says. You just do your own thing.
It's kind of funny because like a lot of this crowd is that way.
Oh
But it's like
yeah.
none of us ever talk about it to each other.
Right. Well, and that's like Pine,
Yeah.
our mutual friend Pine. Me and him met like through Instagram,
Yep.
like just one of those things back after COVID. And he came over and we were bullshitting. He's like, "Oh, you're into bikes?" He's like, "Yeah, man." Like, I don't know, great dude. He's wrapped up with whatever he's doing with his kids. They're having another one, or had another one, having another one. I don't think they had the second one yet. No.
There's still
Anyways,
there's still 3 rounds you can come out and ride.
yeah, right. Fine. Come on out, dude. If you need practice, come to my house. Like,
I told him last week, I said that you were coming out. I was like, dude, I guarantee if you hit him up, he'll probably make room for your bike.
a
Like,
100%. I can fit two full-size bikes, Coleman's bike in the bed, and then one on the bike carrier. So I have room for him and my buddy Marcus.
yeah,
Like it would be a squeeze.
but it'd be worth.
We'd roll in looking like the Beverly Hillbillies, but
Yeah.
like we can make it, and I would love that.
I love that you have your son on a Cobra.
So we had him on that Honda for a while and he was trying to jump. Well, the CRFs are not really made for that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, he's saying he wants to race motocross because he's seen Supercross like twice. I'm like, okay, well, it's the best bike for that. It's a Cobra. Well, now we go to these Hare scrambles and most guys are running a KTM or a KTM variant. And I'm like they're more acclimated to it. And Coleman's like, well, do you think we could get one of those? I'm like, dude, ride what you got.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I mean the Cobra will be fine, especially for kids. It was just funny because it was almost like I hadn't seen one in so long. Like because of
really?
the different scenes.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like growing up, back when I rode like when I was like way younger, um, I was on an old KX80 before there was even 85s and shit. Uh,
Yeah.
but I remember the Cobras were the shit.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone was on a Cobra racing moto.
Yep.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh man, I haven't seen that in a while. And I was like, that's sick. Like,
Yeah, and it's still that way in moto.
yeah,
Like
I
Cobra
believe
still
it. Yeah.
still reigns supreme because that's what they're designed for.
Right.
They're the hardest hitting, fastest running bike. And like when I got that, I had so many people telling me like, oh, the maintenance on that, it's gonna kill you. You got to change the oil all the time, and like you do, like an oil change interval, and that's like 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's because so the clutch they use on it is like basically a go-kart clutch. It's a little centrifugal.
Yeah.
And it just that friction material just shreds off of those shoes. As that clutch oil gets really dirty and it's a specific clutch oil Cobra likes running their bike. I've seen other guys run like a standard ATF, which I'm sure is fine. And you could maybe experiment with oil that would maybe make that clutch engage differently, especially for woods riding. But like I told him, like learn how to ride it the way it is.
Yeah.
His biggest thing, and I noticed it on our moto track, and I noticed it in the woods, is when he does get the opportunity to open it up to full throttle and really make some time up, he just doesn't.
That's that's also a signature move of mine. That's where everyone beats me is when it's time to go fast on like a straight section in the woods. That's where I'm always like a little skeptical. Like I'll grab third and I'll kind of start ringing it out and then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Battle Creek, I did for sure. Tin
I
Roof
think that
Flyers, that was a wash. 10
yeah.
Pines, yeah, for sure. Like I was getting after it, trying to catch you. But man, this race, like I said, I didn't have a single shit to give
What's
about how fast.
what's next? It's polka dots, isn't it?
Yes, up in Midland. We have polka dots and we have Rouch out in Sturgis.
You guys going to both of those?
We are planning on it. So that week, I'm actually working out of our Kalamazoo location. So I'm going to be in a hotel for the week in between. But because I'll be in a shop, I'll probably throw my bikes into the work truck
Yeah.
and take them and drop them off in the shop. And like at lunchtime, go and do my maintenance and just
Yeah. That'll be a
like,
cool one because oh, excuse me. I am so I'm volunteering at Rouch World.
mhm,
So I'll just be down there helping out. So I'll probably actually be helping out the kids and the adult race and then the PM as well. But it'll be cool because I haven't actually this is the first time I decided to like volunteer at one.
that's cool.
So it'll be cool to see like what actually happens.
So how does that work with the volunteering?
So
So
I
like you
just
volunteer, right?
yeah.
So do you get like a standard placing or what does that
So
do for your points?
it's kind of like a little hidden it's a hidden gem, I think. And
Okay.
luckily not many people listen to this yet. So what they do is they actually give you the your best finish. So basically, I'll get the same points. I'll get 20 points for my third place at Tin Roof.
Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of
I'm
and
gonna
then
volunteer every single race.
I think they only do it for one. But it's kind of perfect because I skipped Battle Creek and I don't want to throw too much shade. I just never really liked Battle Creek. So I skipped that one intentionally.
Sure.
And the way our series works is we always drop one race. So it'll drop BCM or BCMC and then volunteer at Rouch World. So all I have to do is ride Polka Dots and Portland. And
Portland, yeah, that's which that break in September is kind of wild
I kind of like it because it'll be a good reset and you might not get a ton of people. So
for the October race.
it might be tighter, like 15 people on the row kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it might be good.
Yeah, that I mean, I don't know. I seen that break in September. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I don't know if motocross has a bunch of shit going on that month.
I'm not sure. I don't know if the sprint enduros do either.
You know, yeah, I thought that was really. really kind of crazy. They just take all of September off. But I was like, I guess I wish that you didn't have back to back races.
Yeah.
It would make it a lot easier to do shit. But I know they schedule it to where um Hare scrambles and sprint enduros fall on opposite weekends.
Yep. And sometimes it's really bad. Specifically, I remember June of last year, it was every weekend because I was trying to do both.
Yeah.
So we did two Hare scrambles and two sprint enduros. So it was 4 weeks in a row of racing. And that was kind of like my limit was right there.
Yeah, and I mean, and
It's
right, and again, you're not on a pro team where someone
right.
else is prepping the bike and going through your shit and making sure your gear is ready. And you know, at the end of the day, like weekend warriors, man, like they're
I
the
don't
unsung heroes of the moto world. Like
I don't think I washed my gear at all in June of last year.
that's fucking gross, bro.
I think it went right in the back seat of the truck. And then by the time I recovered, it was probably like Wednesday. And then I probably washed my bike, loaded it, and then took off Sunday.
Dude, that is nasty.
I've got an old so my purple pants days, those might have been before. Well, no, you probably saw them at 10 Pines.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So the purple pants, that was like my thing for a while. And they had a jersey that went with them. It was like a gold jersey. And that thing, I still have it. It's in my barn. I'm surprised it hasn't walked away. It's so disgusting. It's like you could like if again, I'm just surprised it hasn't walked away. It's gross.
That's fucking funny. Oh, and like I ran into this really cool issue over the last couple of years. I went through like a lot of like I wanted to lose weight and like I got really into working out, really like really strict diet, except for tonight. I went and had a blizzard and 3 pieces of pizza. Not gonna lie, needed that today. Um, but like I have a bunch of moto gear that just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Like my pants literally will fall off while I'm riding. I have like an Eli Tomac situation happening
Yeah.
where they're fucking falling down. I'm like, shit. So my wife got me my Captain America gear that I wear. And that stuff's cool. Like it's a newer company that's making it.
Which one is
And
it?
Strictly Wild.
Okay.
They're, I guess, like it's the wife of one of the Nitro Circus guys'
Okay.
company, right? And it's like it's cool gear and I like it. It's super lightweight. But I noticed, like, especially after that tin roof one, like I just shredded the inner, like the leather on the inside of the knees is fucking just totally shredded.
Really?
And I don't know if it was just that race in particular because you had so much mud get packed between the bike and your legs. That and I wear like the Leat dual access knee braces, knee pad
Oh,
braces.
okay.
And I think it just like those plus the mud plus the bike just tore the shit out of them. And I mean, it's going to happen, but
Yeah.
a,
The
a lot of my gear is getting old to the point where I have to start phasing it out and getting new shit.
yeah. I got lucky with because for the longest time, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I hit less trees even though I hit one this weekend or this past weekend. But for the longest time, I would like wear a jersey one round and like the sleeves would be like almost ripped off of them. Like
Yeah.
it's insane. Like that gold jersey I'm talking about, that one's like one sleeve is like hanging on for dear life on that thing. Like
Yeah. 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 You got to retire them. But it's like, I don't know, man. It's one of those cool things with this, again, with this sport in particular. And like you have it in other sports. You keep something as like a memento,
yeah.
something cool that happened. Like I have an old pair of goggle lenses from years ago. I was running trails after a moto race. So I raced one day, went and rode trails the next, and like crashed my brains out. And the handlebar punched
Through
through
the
the
lens.
lens of the
Yeah, that's
goggle and got me
crazy.
like just under the eye. and luckily like didn't blow my eye out of the socket because we were in the middle of nowhere. We were out in the woods. So I kept those. Those were hanging up at camp, and broken visors, and
Yeah.
you just keep those stupid bullshit mementos that like you look at and you're like, hey, I remember that day.
Right above my workbench, I've got a couple of old mule deer, like European mounts basically that my grandpa shot a million years ago. And inside of the rack on one of them, I have my broken KTM bars. The one I whacked a tree and broke the bar right off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, helmets hanging up, and except you gotta be
Yeah.
careful with that because the helmets are expensive now.
Yeah, well, and that's like I try to replace my helmet about every 2 years. Just they're only good for so many crashes.
Yeah,
And like I looked into the 6D helmets, and those are cool because you can send them out and have them recertified and rebuilt. But they're $600-700 for a new helmet.
yeah. I'm big on the and maybe it's just like the old like watching Moto in like the late 90s, early 2000s, but I'm really big on like the Troy Lee stuff.
Sure.
Like I love the stuff that they do. And a lot of the times it's another little hidden gem is if you go on their site and look, you can get $700 helmets for like 200, $300. Like some of them
Yeah,
on
like old
clearance.
models or something like
Yeah.
that.
So that's actually what mine is. I got it for like $300 and yeah, they're sick though. I like that they have, and I'm sure the 6D ones do too, but like the MIPS where like they can pull the little things and
Yeah.
the ears come out and all that.
Yeah, and like my bell has the safety eject where you can it's an additional thing, but you put it's a an air bladder that goes in the top of your helmet that lays flat. And then you have a thing that like hangs out the back of your helmet. So if you have a neck injury, you pull the MIPS chin pads out, and then you use an air pump to pressurize and push the
And
helmet
to
off
push it
off of
off.
your
Yeah.
head. So you're not physically pulling. If
Yeah.
someone's got a fucked up neck, you don't want to like pull their vertebrae apart.
No,
Um,
stuff like that is cool. And seeing like even like Justin Barsha every time he crashes every single week, seeing his like airbag go off
yeah,
because he
yeah,
wears
that's
that
fucking
airbag.
crazy. That
It's
is
cool.
really pretty crazy.
It's cool when they show like the slow-mo video of it and him actually like contacting the ground just barely and then it goes off. Like it's pretty sick.
Right, right, yeah. Going back to like the memento thing, a shout out to a member of the Muskegon Motorcycle Club, Mike Running. His kid races against Coleman on the series, and Mike had come up to me at Valley, and he's like, "Hey, so 307 used to be my old race number, and I had gotten out of the sport and then went back in. Got back in. I wasn't able to get the number, and then it just so happens your kid has that number. Um, would you be okay with it if I brought him like a little keepsake?" And I'm like, yeah, I guess. So he showed up to this race, or when I showed up to this race, he was already on the starting line with his son. He's like, "Oh, hey, here, I got this for your kid." And it's one of his old number plates off his bike. And he wrote this really cool message, something to the effect of like, Coleman, this number plate's been to top tens in A class, and it's been to this many races, and just like a really cool thing to do. And then he had pinned a few bucks to the number plate, and either he didn't say it or I didn't hear it. I thought, oh, that's cool, he gave my kid a few bucks to like buy a hot dog or something, right? Well, thankfully he didn't buy a hot dog because Mike's wife messaged me that night and was like, hey, that money that's pinned to that number plate, Mike wanted to make sure that that if you look at the serial number, it
Oh,
has 307 somewhere in the serial number. So it's like another cool keepsake. So Mike, just to let you know, I'm framing those dollars, and I'll have that number plate, your number plate and those dollars hung up in my shop somewhere, just because that's like that really drives home like this is just such a cool community. The whole racing thing. I've not met one person I'm like, wow, you're kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everyone's cool, everyone's cheering for each other.
It
It's
it almost
badass.
there's even times where like people are so nice that I almost feel like an asshole sometimes because I remember, well, actually it was Tin Roof and I was going through the woods and I was going good and people were like stopped and bikes were overheating and shit. And I remember going through and someone yelled out like something like good job Adam or go Adam or something like that. And I looked and I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck that is. Like, and I'm like, what an asshole. Like, I don't even know who that is that's saying it. I guess also everyone's covered in mud, so I literally can't identify who it is. But stuff like that, yeah, it is cool. There's like not a bad soul out there, really.
No, no, and like, and everyone gets like, especially in our class, most of us are dads. You know, like you look around on the starting line and guys have their kids, give them a hug, telling their wife they love them, like sitting on the starting line. Everyone's a dad, everyone's, got to go to work the next day.
That's what I always say.
Don't take it too seriously. Like, have a great time, try your hardest, but remember, we're all here having fun. We're all paying out of pocket for this shit.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like it just goes to the point that like the weekend warrior racers are what keeps the sport alive.
I mean,
I mean,
really, without,
without us,
yeah.
someone said to me this year, without C class, A, B, and pro doesn't ride.
I mean, you got to think there's only one row of pro guys. I mean, yeah, the A, like the double A's and all that, they're fast and everything, but it's like without well, I guess the whole morning race now, without that entire morning race, there's not enough money to run that event.
Right. I mean, what do you think we have a starting gate of not just our class, but all of C class
Our
has got
class
to
is
be
stacked.
200 bikes.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, our
There's,
class specifically, it's bigger than any year I've raced.
yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
it's huge. And I think it should be a requirement that you're a parent to be in the 24 to 35 or whatever.
Yeah, right. Right. You have to have like the have like a parents class.
Yeah.
Your kid has to be present to race here. Like you
Well,
you got to deal with the bullshit.
yeah. Well, it's always funny to me because I'll be like, holy fuck, like that guy's fast. And then I'll look and they're literally 25. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, you got a whole, like I have a lifetime on you right now.
right.
Like,
I know. I know. I talk to some guys that are like 19, 20, 22, 25 years old through work and just in life in general. And they're like, oh God, everything's so fucked and this is all bullshit. And I'm like, man,
just wait.
just calm down. It ain't that bad.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen bad yet. Like,
Yeah. That's
ain't
what
that
I
bad yet.
I always tell so like I've been on the fire department for years here and um the other lieutenant, he's a younger guy, he's 24. And every time he'll start like bitching at me about something, I always tell him like, dude, I've already lived that. Like it's not like I've already everything you're encountering, I've already lived through. So
Right. And like, I try not, like, I don't want to like diminish what they're going through because when I
yeah,
was at that point, like, I get it. But
it's
also,
always
like, so
followed
I'll
by like
hear them.
advice of some sort.
Right. Like, hey, man, just back it down though. Like, I had a guy, he was talking, he's like 20, and he's like, well, I want to get my CPL, but I can't buy a pistol yet. So I'm going to look for a private party, and I might just start carrying even if I don't have my CPL. I'm like, that's a bad idea, dude.
Yeah,
I was like, for one, you live in Bancroft. Like, there's like 9 people in Bancroft.
yeah,
You don't need a CP. You don't. I don't want to say you don't need it. Everyone has that right, but like you don't. You don't probably don't ever run into a situation that you
yeah.
actually will need it.
I highly doubt that that like grain elevator gas station that they have is like a hot spot for crime.
Right. And I'm like, just calm down. I said, if you really want to do something to like deal with this situation, if someone puts their hands on you, like go do jujitsu classes.
Do something. Yeah,
Like learn how to fucking beat the shit out of people with your hands, and you'll get in a lot less trouble for that. Like I do, I personally carry daily, but I also have the understanding is like, short of someone grabbing my wife or my kids or me, that thing stays safely tucked away and I am walking away. You can call me every name in the book.
exactly.
You could beat the side of my truck with a bat. I'm just gonna get the fuck away from you because I'm not ruining my life over that.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy because, well, actually, I'll just tell you later because this will like pinpoint right where I live if I tell you this or if I
Yeah.
say it
No,
on
no, no.
here.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of the same way. Like,
Yeah, but no, there's like, I don't know. I mean, to go back to the whole like racing thing, there's times where like even just this weekend, I was talking to Greg Massaro. He's in our
yeah.
class, and we parked up next to each other, and we're looking at like the enduro cross, and I'm like, yeah, like if nobody's in there, I'll go through because I've always hit the enduro stuff. Like it's whatever. I mean, really, the biggest secret. Oh, that was I was gonna say something about that when you were talking about it. So when you're doing like those wagon wheels, what I've always noticed is if you stay on the outside, you give yourself the best chance because there's so much room out there.
Right.
But you're not landing tight in between those spokes. You actually land, you have a second, you can kind of like clutch and get some speed going again before you hit the next one type of thing. Um, but like I was telling him, there's times where like we'll look at stuff and I'm like, man, I got kids. I gotta go to work Monday. Like
Yep.
I'm just out here like I'm not gonna kill myself to do this.
Right. Well, and that's what happened at Valley. Like I went down hard a couple times, and I'm like, just like Kenny Rogers, know when to fold them, dude. Just
Yeah.
walk away. Like live to fight another day. You
Yeah,
have
because I
nothing to
remember
prove to anyone.
I remember later that well, I guess actually I hung around because I ended up fifth that round, so I got some plastic there. And I remember seeing you had one or two laps on that, and I
I
was
only
like,
had
"Oh,
one
what?"
lap.
I was like, "What the fuck happened?" Like,
Yeah, yeah, and it's like sucked because I felt great, and I'm passed. I was right on Mitchell's back tire, and he went down like on one of the where you come on a single track and then go into like almost like a two track.
hmm
And he went down right there. And like I had this really sick pass. We were talking about it up at Muskegon, where like I ran up the bank and like pivot turned on the bank and like like jumped past him.
Yeah.
And then I fucking just crashed like a dunce and but it happened. I mean, the best guys in racing do that.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just fucking crash.
it's always like within a minute too of like a sick pass or something. It's
Yeah.
always then because then that person will always ride by you after you're
Yeah.
laying there.
Yeah. And you're like, and it's like, I was all hyped up after that. Like, I had a great start, but I don't know, whatever shit happens. Like, it's just part of racing. You
Yeah.
crash,
Yep.
you know.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else from Muskegon. Oh, how'd you like the bathroom?
I was super confused when I rolled up to it because, like,
I know most guys that haven't been there were probably like, "What in the fuck is this?"
well, and like when I first approached it, I didn't approach the doorway square on.
Yeah.
I kind of approached it from like the right side. So
So
there
there's
was
a
just like, it
block
just looked
wall.
like a wall. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? And I kind of crept into it. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a pass through. I was like, I was super fucking confused. I even like kind of stopped and looked at the markers and like they're arrowing me into here. So, clearly I have to be in here. But yeah, that was cool.
It's
And we,
always it's funny when because I was talking to Greg about that too. He's like, I didn't fucking know we were riding through a bathroom. He's like, I came in that thing hot as hell, and I like I like started to tuck the front inside of it, and he like whacked one of the toilets coming out and like took off.
Oh no. Oh
It's funny.
no. I tucked the front like Chase Sexton this weekend. Not bad. It was like
I think it's
slow in a
on.
sand corner and
I
fell
think it's on
over.
video.
What, me?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. No one can know that I've ever crashed.
Yeah. My reputation
But
of the C
my
class.
right, my C class reputation. Now I'll never land my Red Bull sponsorship.
It's funny. I love watching back those videos because like in the moment we all feel like we're like on a rip going through there.
Yeah.
And there are times like there was times even I guess it would have been going into like the kids sand track where you had like those big wide open spots. And there were times out there where I was actually grabbing like fourth gear and I was actually ripping out there. But then there's other times where you think you're flying through the woods and everything, and then you see someone else's GoPro video and you're like, damn, dude, like shift up a gear. Like, let's go.
Right. Well, and the GoPro effect is so
Oh,
real.
it's bad.
Like I have a few videos that I put on my YouTube, and like they're really boring, I'm not gonna lie. And they're also full videos of, I think I have like almost a full video of Battle Creek. Whenever the camera battery dies is when it ends.
Yeah.
And then I think nothing from Eagle, 10 Pines, I think is on there. And like, dude, just it's really fucking boring to watch. Like, if
It,
anything, it's a good reminder. Like, if you go, you're gonna go next year and you look up 10 Pines and that video comes up,
yep.
it's a full video of the terrain you're gonna ride.
I always like it too for, oh, looks like we lost him. I'll continue on this just in case he joins back in. But I always like watching those videos back for when you just kind of want to see other people's perspective on the race, see like where other people struggled and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I guess to speak on that, the it might be boring for like every like random person to watch that kind of stuff, but like I think when guys post those videos, the other guys in the class appreciate it. And and yeah, let's check our um messages here real quick and we will see if I bet you his phone died because he was on his phone. Um I guess I can kind of run through the end of the episode spiel here. We'll see if he joins back in or not. But yeah, so Muskegon was I guess kind of for both of us it was almost a wash. I mean, I think I ended up like 18th or something like that, so it was not a good run for me. Still like seventh in points in the standings. I think I was sixth and then I dropped down. But um yeah, we are still recording. And then, like we were saying earlier, polka dots in Midland, Michigan. That's going to be round seven. Round eight is Rouch World. That's when I'm volunteering at. And then we end the season in October at Portland, which is, I believe it's like near Lansing. So kind of that same Tin Roof Flyers area. So that should be pretty cool. And then, yeah, hopefully everyone dig the episode. Um, I would. I like getting other people on here and talking with them and just getting another voice in here to give their perspective on things. Yeah, his phone did die. Um, I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna wrap it up anyways. But no, and thank you to Pat for coming on. That was cool. And it was a good talk too. I mean, I wasn't sure how this episode was gonna go, if it was gonna be just a short, like let's talk about Muskegon and then get out of here. Um, but he's definitely good. I know he had done a podcast before, and like I've done, like I said in episode one, I've done a podcast for years, a different one. So it worked. It worked. Two people that can actually talk to each other. Some people are weird when they come on and kind of just freeze up, and it's like pulling teeth trying to get words out of them, but Pat was good. So that was cool. I will link his Instagram below in the comments or whatever, not comments, but in the description thing. And I think I'll link mine too, because I don't think I did that last time. So if you really want to follow some Instagram pages of the D14 C-Class guys, then you can find them there. Um, Other than that, I think it's all we got. We got Millville this weekend. I think I'll be doing a side job during it, but I will watch the replay later on Saturday night. That should be good. Eli Tomac's back, so hopefully we see the big three up there on the podium. That'd be cool. Um, and then I think, yeah, they're doing Whiskey Creek Hare Scramble this weekend as well. Logan put up a Wednesday track preview of that, and it looks good. I mean, it looks like Whiskey Creek to me. So that should be good for the guys running that, guys and girls running that. And I think that's it, guys. So other than that, I think that's all we got for you tonight. If you're on the fence, if you have not run any hare scrambles, sprint enduros, that kind of stuff, especially if you're in Michigan, come out. It's a really good time. And like he was saying, the people are great. So if you need anything, any questions, anything like that, you can quite literally ask anyone when you pull in, and everybody would be more than happy to help you. So come check them out. And if you're already doing them, we'll see you then. That's it. Peace.